Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are watching the station identification of one of Wayland City's resident YouTubers. Live in the basement. This is not MTV's remote control. And he is not Ken Ober. God rest Ken Ober's soul. This is WEML-TV, Channel 77. And now here's your host, New Bedford, Massachusetts' own Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. As he announced, you're watching WEML-TV, Channel 77. It's my YouTube channel. What's going on here? And as the announcer announced me as host, Eric Lima here. Welcome to the show. This is June 2nd, 2021, 1:04 p.m. Episode 265 of the show. How's everyone going? Hope y'all having a wonderful, wonderful day. But if you're a WWE fan, it's sometimes people just don't make any sense whatsoever. Because I want to talk about this before we get to the NXT. I'm still a wrestling fan. I still watch WWE. I try to watch the other organizations like AEW, Impact Wrestling, and whatnot. And the sad part about the WWE, when you have a bunch of talent, and they get released, sometimes you don't know what to do with them and all that. But when you have Vince McMahon, Kevin Dunn, and John Laurinaitis working for the same company, it's bound to be a bloodbath when it comes to releases and whatnot. There's been a lot of releases, and when you force creative to not come up with some great ideas, and I think Vince McMahon's carny attitude of old school. I like being old school and such, but Vince McMahon's old school carny attitude needs to change up, and that's what's costing them a lot of talent, because 6 superstars have been released by the WWE recently. I just found this out on Twitter not too long ago. So Von Baskin, don't post anything on Facebook, please, because I know about everything because I read everything else. So, as you know, Alistair. We'll start with the lesser name. Murphy has been released, all right, and Lana's been released. Lana, she was in a great program with Naomi in the women's tag team title division, but it seems like they want to go the route of Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. Understandable. So that leaves Naomi high and dry, which I kind of feel for Naomi. I'm sure she had an opportunity to become a women's tag team champion too. So there goes the team of Lana and Naomi. But I would not be surprised, and I wouldn't put it past me that Lana would work for the AEW and possibly rejoin with her husband, Miro. So I would not be surprised if that even happens. So I wouldn't put past Tony Khan to say, hey, I'll reunite Miro and his wife. Could be a great idea. Who knows? Ruby Riott was a bit of a shocker because her and Liv were trying to get into the women's tag team title hunt, but unfortunately, they fell short against Natalya and Tamina. So what do you do here? So unfortunately, Liv Morgan, not very happy, obviously, about that. One of her best friends being released by the company. So you got that. Santana Garrett, they didn't do much with her, except she was involved in the Mae Young Classic, but unfortunately, she also has been released as well. So there's that. And the 2 names, though, I'm going to mention are a bit of a shocker. One shocker is Aleister Black, because he came back and did this Tales of the Dark Father gimmick, Call the Herd, and they even brought, the WWE. Here's what makes no crazy sense. They brought back Zelina, decided to re-sign Zelina Vega, and yet they released her husband. What are they doing here? You know what I'm saying? I like Zelina Vega, but, we'll see what happens now. Because he was supposed to be working a program with Big E after he costing Big E a chance to win the Intercontinental title. So that little feud is going to be down the wayside. Releasing Aleister Black could be a mistake. And then one of the biggest names that I thought he had potential to really dominate would be Braun Strowman, former Universal, Intercontinental, and Tag Team Champion Braun Strowman. I mean, Braun Strowman, guy tips over cars and everything, being strong. And I think it was really, I thought Vince likes the big guys, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And rumor has it that Sean Ross was looking into this, and he said that the huge contract of Braun Strowman may be the catalyst to the reason why they released him, because they couldn't give him all that money. So it'd be really interesting to hear from these 6 that work for the company. And I'll tell you one thing, most of these releases don't make any sense, knowing that you got 1 month away from going back on the road with crowds and whatnot, and releasing the talent that you see here. I don't know if people are going to actually come out and support the WWE because of it. I'm very concerned. I think personally, Vince McMahon's in his old age, he needs to retire or something, man. Because he can't keep doing this, man. And if CM Punk may have predicted all this back in a pipe bomb 10 years ago. So it's crazy. I don't know what to think about all this, and I'm hoping those 6 get back on their feet and get land back on their feet somewhere. And Lana knows exactly where she's going to go. I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up in AEW. That's one talent I would not be worried about, because I know a lot. Well, Braun Strowman, the words that he said about during the pandemic and all, it's something that he may get a lot of heat in the indies. I would not be surprised if AEW picks him up too. And so we know Mark Henry signed on with AEW. So who knows? Ruby Riott probably going back on the indies, and possibly go back to her Heidi Lovelace name, and who knows? AEW can sign her, add her to the women's division, or Impact Wrestling. You never know so a lot more names have been released out there, and a lot of people have been very, very angry with the WWE, and mostly the internet wrestling community. I'm not an internet wrestling nerd or a mark or something like that. I just am very concerned for the WWE at the latest, because the legends. I hate to say this, but I think unless you get rid of John Laurinaitis and Kevin Dunn, Vince and the company is not going to go anywhere, because Kevin Dunn realized too much on looks. How about the talent of superstars? And I think I think Kevin Dunn is probably the just because his father saved tapings from a fire or something like that. Vince has got to cut the ropes with cut the cord with Kevin Dunn. I'm sorry. I don't care if Vince McMahon owes Kevin Dunn a lot and everything else. I mean, this has got to stop. I think, Vince has got to, let Shane and Stephanie, Triple H. Triple H believes in the wrestling talent. He will let Triple H take over. And, I would, I'd rather take Triple H, any day of the week as a boss, because, he may be called a doofus son-in-law by CM Punk, but CM Punk's got to realize, hey, Triple H has an eye for talent, and that's the thing that I respect that. So I think when Stephanie takes over, her and Triple H are going to really, I think they're going to only turn the whole thing around. So, but until then, Vince McMahon's still alive and he's still running the company. But how long this is going to last? I mean, a lot of people are very, very upset. The talent's upset that, because not only did this superstars, but there's some of their friends, being released by the company. And I kind of feel bad for these 6 individuals, Now, Aleister Black was on up, down a couple of times, and, I really don't know what to say, I really don't know about these 6 individuals. I hope they be somewhere and back on their feet, light on their feet, and I'm wishing the best of luck. I'm going to miss them in the WWE, that's for sure. Especially Braun Strowman and Lana, and they're 2 of my favorites, and maybe because Lana's always been an inspirational person, and they always never give up on things. And this, I'm sure Lana be like, like in the back of her mind, she's probably thinking, well, I'm sad that I'm getting released because I love all my friends that I made there. But the upside, she probably thinks the upside, once I want to be signed with AEW so I can be with my husband. That could be what going through Lana's mind right now. Braun Strowman, after the words of what he said, and we don't know what, I wouldn't be surprised if AEW wants to sign him, and that'll be something more Impact Wrestling. Well, it's Impact Wrestling. You can put him with Violent by Design. Hey, and I wouldn't be, so every member of the Wyatt family is gone from the WWE except one. That would be Bray Wyatt himself now. if you think about it, Eric Rowan's gone. Brody Lee, a.k.a. Luke Harper's passed away after being part of AEW. Now Braun Strowman is gone. You know, who knows for sure? And who knows what? And now Bray Wyatt's the only one left. So it's going to be something else. And I know a lot of people are upset that, they released all this great talent, and Eva Marie's still there, Nia Jax's still there, Jordan Devlin's still there. And if anybody complains about Velveteen Dream, he's been out too. He's been released a long time ago. So I don't know what to say, folks. I just pray for them. Hopefully they get back there on their feet, and hopefully they do the job and they do it well. You know, they'll be somewhere. All 6 of them will be. So I would not be surprised. You know, I know Murphy can't go back to Australia, to his on the homeland of Australia, because they closed the borders because of COVID, which is really sucks on Murphy's part. So I'm sure Murphy will land somewhere. I know Alexa Bliss has been heartbroken about Braun's release because she loved Braun. You know, so we're gonna. Let's see. We're trying to focus right back on track here. Some uplifting news. I got my car with an oil change. You know, because here's the crazy thing. If you guys are planning on getting your oil change, make sure, and if you can't, wait, or, you don't have the patience for this. If you don't have the patience, I suggest get it to your local auto garage, a local auto center, because big names like Goodyear and Midas. I was thinking of going to Midas because I heard my father told me it was cheaper to get an oil change at Midas, but Midas has been backed up for a couple of days, and so I probably wouldn't get booked for either Friday or Saturday. So I was like, okay, I'll go to Goodyear. I went to Goodyear, I asked them, they do oil changes. Yeah, but I can have you booked up till Friday. So I said. So I try not to feel angry and disappointed. Okay, so I figured, like, in the back of my mind, got a plan B. So like, plan A was Midas, went out. Plan B was Goodyear, so I tried plan C. Across from where I work, across the street of the mall, was a local garage called Tom's Auto Center. I tried there. So, and I said, well, I'm here for an oil change. He says, yes, sir, just give me the keys and point me to the car. So I told him I gave him my keys, pointed him to a car, the Yaris, and just a regular oil change, Got the regular oil change. It cost me $45, which is not that bad of a deal. So I kind of like that. So, yeah, not bad of a deal. $45, no big deal. So there's that. Alrighty then. So, I keep saying so a lot. I don't know why, but I say so. Say it isn't so. Say it isn't so. It isn't so. Say it isn't so. It isn't so. Cause the say it isn't so. It isn't so. Oh, there are Hall & Oates there for a minute there. People don't think you're nuts, Lima. Hey, if you haven't checked out Rant and Rave from last night, you got to. We had the Trend Matt Taven, the first and only so far ROH Grand Slam champ, and got to talk to him. He recognized me. He said, "Hey, I know you," and it was really cool talking to him. And I was watching NXT. I was asking him how do you work with Adam Cole, and Jordan Little took one of my questions. I'm glad he did, about Truth Martini. I don't know. I was going to ask him about that, but then when I looked at. So when they ended the show, but then when I rewatched the whole thing before I came on, as you know, Tuesdays at band rehearsals now, he asked a question about Truth Martini. So I'm glad he did. So Jordan, thank you very much for because that was one of my questions I was to ask him about Truth Martini. So thank you, Jordan Little, for asking about that. So that kind of saved me the trouble. So I know I had a long last question because I think I was watching NXT because I know a couple of guys he knows, Orny Lorcan and Adam Cole work with him, so it was really cool to see that, and it was really cool to see. And so the Trend Matt Taven, thank you for being part of our interview for Rant and Rave podcast for the episode. So thank you very much, Matt Taven. Honor to have you, and best of luck to you in Ring of Honor. Hopefully you and Mike Bennett win those belts, and then go after the world title. And you guys have speaking of NXT Event Center from last night. June the 1st. It kicked off with the number one contenders triple threat match for the title. between Pete Dunne, Johnny Gargano, and Kyle O'Reilly. Whoever won that match will be #1 contenders. Will be facing Karrion Kross at NXT TakeOver in Your House June the 13th on Peacock TV, WWE Network, all over throughout the rest of the world. But it was a no contest because Adam Cole, Mr. Bebe, attacked all three competitors with a steel chair. Regal tells Adam Cole to leave. I won't say Michael Cole, and it'll be like nuts. But Ember Moon took this opportunity to dart out because I heard that, what happened to Shotzi Blackheart last week. Calls out Raquel Gonzalez. Both women show up to fight. And then while they're separating, and then security comes back out after dealing with Adam Cole. Security and Regal came back out to deal with the situation. And then Raquel Gonzalez will hold back security. Separating Ember Moon and Raquel Gonzalez. Dakota Kai blindsides Ember Moon. And so that was a crazy matchup. Legado del Fantasma, network exclusive promo for the tag team championships. They're going to beat MSK for the belts. And then LA Knight came out and decided to cut a promo on Jake Atlas, who defeated Cameron Grimes last week in a matchup, or it was a couple weeks ago. So they had the matchup against Jake Atlas, but beforehand they had another network exclusive. Drake Maverick was getting interviewed about helping out Indy Hartwell with the Dexter Lumis situation. See that, and Drake understands, and he's being a gentleman. And Ever Rise interrupts him, starts lambasting him a little bit, and then Hit Row does pull up, and then starts making fun of Drake Maverick and Ever Rise, and then you got Killian Dane getting involved in it, and then Top Dollar says, if you feel froggy, just leap, and then Drake Maverick wanted to get into it, and then Isaiah Swerve Scott said some warnings and some words. So lots of words being exchanged around here. When you got NXT TakeOver in Your House, a lot of people are stepping up. So they had the match, LA Knight, yeah, dummy, against Jake Atlas, and Ted DiBiase was watching the match. He came out to watch the match. And then Cameron Grimes shows up, distracts LA Knight. Jake Atlas took advantage of that. 1, 2, 3. Cameron Grimes walks back, and so Ted DiBiase just shakes his head, and disappointed me. He says, and walked back. Is he in the side of Cameron Grimes, or is he in the side of LA Knight? Because we found out about In Your House. Oney Lorcan and Austin Theory, because they were checking up on Gargano and Dunn, while Kyle O'Reilly, Oney Lorcan told the camera stay away. Austin Theory's been running his mouth about Johnny Gargano. Then Oney Lorcan and Austin Theory were exchanging words, exchanging shoves, and all that. Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed Ted DiBiase about the matchup with LA Knight, and he says, LA Knight's disappointed me. I'm looking forward looking for a man who'll continue the $1 million legacy. And then Adam Cole heads back to the ring, and before commercial, and then Poppy is returning next week, the singer Poppy. That means I would not be surprised if she gets harassed by somebody from NXT. That will lead to a feud with Io Shirai. And so I would not be surprised when Io Shirai will not be far behind in her return after losing the NXT title at Stand and Deliver to Raquel Gonzalez. And so Adam Cole cut a promo on all three competitors that fought, and then called out Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross and Scarlett show up to confront Cole. Regal tries to stop Cole because warns him that you can't weasel your way into this. And then I think Karrion Kross says, "Give me all of them. Give me Cole. Give me O'Reilly. Give me Gargano. Give me Dunn." And that leads to a huge matchup I will explain. And then Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed The Way, the tag team champions, women's tag team champions, Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. And then Indy Hartwell was on her cell phones, on her headphones, listening to 80s power ballads. I think that was, and then Candice LeRae says, "We need to go." And then Dexter Lumis picks up the headphones and all, listening to 80s power ballads. We don't know what's going on. And they're probably saying Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis. And then the former Christian Casanova will be making his debut. Carmelo Hayes cut a promo, and he says he'll get an opportunity. So Kushida issues an open challenge. So Carmelo Hayes shows up to face Kushida for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. But Kushida didn't win the matchup, but the two shook hands in respect. And Tiansha, Mei Ying, Boa, and Xia Li. And Xia Li explained in Chinese why she was targeting Mercedes Martinez. As you know, Xia Li, I believe, the first or second Mae Young Classic tournament, she faced Mercedes Martinez in the first round, and then Mercedes Martinez beat Xia Li, but Xia Li was just a rookie back then. And then Xia Li says, "I'm not the person you see that you saw then. I'm a different fighter now, and I'm going to make you pay for that loss." So that's why they were targeting Mercedes Martinez, because of that situation there. So I said, aha. So that's why they were after. So, like I said, Adam Cole's antics have led to NXT TakeOver in Your House, June the 13th. There'll be a fatal 5-way for the NXT title as Karrion Kross will defend it against Adam Cole, against Kyle O'Reilly, against Johnny Gargano, and Pete Dunne. Fatal 5-way. Those gentlemen will battle it out for the NXT Heavyweight Championship at TakeOver in Your House. MSK cut a promo on Legado del Fantasma for their matchup later that night. Will be the main event. Frankie Monet was sitting on a chair. She was getting tended to, her and Prince Presley. She said her debut was a success. She was very happy, and we'll go on there. Non-title match, Zoe Stark and Zeta Ramir versus Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. And in the end, LeRae and Hartwell did win the matchup. Then Mercedes Martinez responded to Xia Li's promo, and she says, "You know what? We'll go at it when you and I." So Regal has also made that matchup. Diamond Mine opening, but they haven't revealed who's part of this. It's Diamond Mine opening soon promo. So it's opening soon. We don't know what's the Diamond Mine, who's the Diamond Mine. We'll find out when in action. Then Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed Ember Moon, and Ember Moon says that she vows to beat Raquel Gonzalez, and we kind of then anytime, anywhere. She says she wants to be back, and she wants to be back in the title picture. So we'll see what happens here. The NXT Tag Titles on the line. Legado del Fantasma, that's Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza with Santos Escobar in their corner against MSK, Wesley, Nash Carter. It was a heck of a matchup, but some outside forces played a part into making sure MSK retains the titles. The Grizzly Young Veterans tried to get a closer look at the tag team title match, trying to get involved. Timothy Thatcher and Tommaso Ciampa, who Matt Taven mentioned last night, came out of nowhere and they started brawling with a GYV. But then Santos Escobar tried to get involved in the matchup and was met with a side splash by Bronson Reed, the Colossal Bronson Reed, the thick boy, who is the North American champion. That's all MSK needed to pick up the victory to retain their titles. Now, 4 matches are happening in your house. I mentioned the NXT Heavyweight title on the line. Karrion Kross defending against Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Pete Dunne, and Johnny Gargano. And there will be another matchup added to the card, a women's championship matchup. It will be Ember Moon to challenge Raquel Gonzalez for the NXT Women's Championship. Another women's matchup is happening. It will be Mercedes Martinez one-on-one with Xia Li. That's going to be a heck of a matchup for sure, because Xia Li's really improved and involved, and with Mercedes Martinez with her veteran skills, this will be a great matchup. That'll be a dark horse show stealer. And another matchup, who's going to press Ted DiBiase more? As Cameron Grimes goes one-on-one with L.A. Knight. This will be very interesting for sure. NXT TakeOver in your house. Lots of happening. 2 title matches happening so far. We still got the North American title yet to be determined. And the Tag Team Championship. Who's MSK? Or in the Cruiserweight title, too. Who's Kushida going to face? Who knows for sure. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. So, in the comments, you can tell me, what do you think about the releases? What do you think these superstars have been released. Where they're going to go? Let me put that up here. Where they're going to go? Where do you think they're going to go, and why? About the what happened on NXT last night. I'll tell you what. A lot of things are happening, man. A lot of things are happening. So lots of announcements. We'll see what happens next week when Poppy returns. Will someone harass her to the point where Io Shirai may come out of the blue and deck him one? Will Frankie? I see a little tension between Frankie Monet and Io Shirai when Io Shirai was getting interviewed by Beth Phoenix after losing the women's championship, and Frankie Monet. I got a hunch. I got a total hunch. That's all I'm gonna say. I got a hunch about what with Poppy returning. Who knows for sure? So that's all the time we have on the show. I will see you guys later and on the next episode. Today is Whammy Wednesday, so next episode will be Press Your Luck. Big bucks, no whammies. I'm going to go old school with this one, all right? I will see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful day. Episode 265 is complete. Until next time, bless out.